Hey fam, it's your boy Pop Pop. It's 5 o'clock on Monday morning, the day before you know what, and everybody is expecting the stuff to hit the fan big time. Big time. DC is boarded up. They have suspended posse comitatus. They say that there's a jail cell waiting for 45 Orange Man Bad on Rikers Island. They're saying that even if he's declared the winner, they will suspend the 14th Amendment and they will not give power over, they will not certify if Orange Man Bad wins. They have fencing all around DC with spikes on top of the fencing. So if you think this is going to be a free and fair election, you could not be more wrong. You need to be able to get some groceries today. Today is your last chance to get groceries and gasoline and everything before it gets locked down, if the stuff hits the fan tomorrow. This is how ridiculous things have gotten. This is from Metro exclusive, and this story is nuts. Peanut, the squirrel's grieving owner, says he was treated like a T-cell in the 5-hour raid by New York State. An upstate man whose beloved squirrel was cruelly KILLED'd by the state said he was treated like a T-cell when 10 government agents descended on his home during a 5-hour raid. Mark Longo, whose pet Peanut captured the hearts of 3 million social media users, was stunned when a convoy of government vehicles carrying officials from the State Department of Environmental Conservation and Health arrived at his Pine City home on Wednesday. So, they served him a surprise warrant allowing them to snatch away Peanut the squirrel and Fred, a raccoon that he had rescued. So, they treated me like I was a T-cell. They treated the raid as if I was a dealer. They ransacked my house for 5 hours, Longo told the Post on Saturday. They asked my wife, who is of German descent, what her immigration status was. They asked if I had cameras in my house. They wouldn't allow me to go to the bathroom without a police escort, who then checked the back of the toilet to see if I was hiding anything there. But worse than that, they delivered my gray fur baby to its DEATH. The state claimed that it had to euthanize both animals Friday so that they could be tested for rabies because the squirrel sunk its teeth into the hand of one of the officials during the disturbing raid. The test results are not yet known. Now, these are animals that have been in this guy's house for years. They've been indoor animals. So the chance that they would have rabies is very slight. Longo, 34, cared for Peanut for more than 7 years, rescuing him when his mother was hit by a car. They rehabbed him for 8 months, released him for a day and a half, but he ended up getting attacked by other squirrels. He never developed his instincts to survive outside, Longo said. Peanut slept in his own room in their house in Pine City, just south of Elmira, New York. Fred arrived 4 months ago after being dropped off at their front door and split time between an outdoor enclosure and a room in their residence. Peanut and Fred were targeted by a woman who called in a SWAT on this man, and not other animals living on the 350-acre property because they lived indoors. Peanut was a star on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Even Elon Musk paid tribute to him. All right. Another post said, Orange Man bad will save the squirrels. Government overreach, kidnapped an orphan squirrel and executed him. Longo said, my phone is blowing up from people around the country saying how much they loved Peanut. I have people who call me and cry more than I do. The Connecticut native moved to upstate New York last April to start Peanut's Freedom Farm, a nonprofit animal rescue he operates with his wife Daniela. The sanctuary is home to 300 animals. He also has an OnlyFans account under the name Squirrel Daddy and insisted it was separate from his animal rescue work. That's just me, completely separate. It actually just made enough money for us to keep the organization afloat. Longo was stunned that the gang of so-called government conservationists searching his home Wednesday kept him from tending to his other animals during the raid. I was not even allowed to fill their water. Longo explained it is illegal to house a squirrel and a raccoon, but he doesn't have the heart to keep them outside. The DEC said in a statement obtained by WETM said that the raid was in response to complaints about Fred the raccoon, but Longo claimed they used him as an excuse to get Peanut. The only time I ever talked to DEC prior to this was when they got anonymous people on the internet for Peanut about 5 or 6 months ago, and that was before Fred. They used Fred as their go-to to get into my house. The DEC claimed Peanut bit one of its officials on the hand during the raid, but Longo said he did not witness that, and the officials' hands were heavily protected. I watched everybody put gloves on before they entered my house. They had gloves that you get an eagle to land on. Longo is demanding an investigation into the claim that they were checking animals for rabies and filing to get the medical records of the officials in his house to see if they actually got tested for the disease. Peanut and Fred did not have rabies, or else I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. I've been around them long enough, played with them, cared for them, and I haven't foamed at the mouth yet, he said. Longo, who only found out his animals were put down through his local news station, said the state must answer for its actions. Why was there so much force brought to my house for a raccoon and a squirrel? We have so many other things we need to focus on. We use our government to do this when we can't even fix the problems we have in daily human life. Governor Hochul, along with the state DEC and health department, did not respond to messages seeking comment. One elected official blasted state government for its over-the-top response. With all of the crime in our migrant shelters, good to know we have time and resources for a squirrel SWAT team, scoffed City Councilman Joe Borelli. I can't wait to meet the new senior advisor to the governor, Elmer J. Fudd. State Senator Thomas O'Mara, who is Longo State Representative, said he reached out to the DEC and Chemung County Department of Health and has been stonewalled on getting an answer about who authorized the decision to euthanize his pets. Everything else, our government looks the other way as far as migrants, but then come down on someone harboring a squirrel, said State Senator Thomas O'Mara. It just highlights the priorities of the government when we have people smashing and looting stores in New York every day. Frankly, it's disturbing, and we need answers from both the state DEC and Chemung County Department of Health. Ken Girardin, research director at the conservative watchdog Empire Center for Public Policy, said that the raid that ultimately led to Peanut's death demonstrates how the DEC is arguably the most powerful state agency. So there you have it. All of this stuff going on with migrants and smash grabs in New York, stores closing, in and out legal system, cashless bail, but we are safe from squirrels. Pop out.